All right, let's get into it. Have you ever had this brilliant idea that you were so excited about, but when you explained it to someone, it just landed with a thud? We're going to fix that today. We are going to hack the psychology of persuasion and learn how to turn any idea into an offer that people literally can't refuse.
I mean, we've all been there, right? You're staring at a blank page. You know your idea is great, but there's this huge gap between what's in your head and what's on the page. You're struggling to translate all the features and the facts into something that actually connects with people and makes them care. That is the exact challenge we are tackling head-on.
And this quote right here, this is the absolute heart of the matter. See, facts are just data points. They're cold. But psychology is what sells. It's never really about what your product is. It's about what it does for the person buying it, and more importantly, how it makes them feel. That feeling, that's the engine that drives everything.
Okay, check this out. It's a perfect example. The game inside both of these boxes is completely identical. But game B, the one with the explosions and the aliens and that limited edition sticker, it taps into our emotions, our desire for excitement and exclusivity. It's going to outsell the purely factual, kind of boring game A every single time. Presentation is everything. So, the big question is, how do we create that game B effect for our own ideas? Well, we do it by flipping 8 very specific yes switches inside the customer's brain. You can think of these as the secret ingredients, these little psychological circuits that you can activate to make your message incredibly, incredibly persuasive. So, our very first switch is prestige. This one is all about the cool kid factor. It taps into this really fundamental human desire we all have, to feel important, to feel special. This is all about elevating your customer's status and making them feel like they're joining some kind of exclusive, high-status club just by choosing your product.
And this is just a perfect way to think about it. You're not selling a lawnmower. That's the boring tool. That's the chore. No, you're selling the feeling of pride. You're selling the high-status outcome of having the absolute best lawn on the block. You know, the one that makes all the neighbors peek through their curtains with envy.
Now for our second switch, believability. And this one is so crucial. Because here's the secret. Your customer doesn't just have doubts about your product. They have doubts about their own ability to get results with it. You have to crush that self-doubt and convince them that your solution is going to work, not just in general, but specifically for them.
The key here, the magic phrase, is even if. It's so simple, but so powerful. It directly calls out their biggest fear, their biggest objection. I'm just bad at math. And it totally disarms it. It reassures them they can still succeed, and that's what makes the promise feel real and believable. Okay, switch number 3 is parity. This is the comparison factor. This is all about framing the decision in a way that makes your option seem like the clear, obvious, no-brainer winner. You're not leaving it to chance, you are stacking the deck in your favor. And you can trigger this with a super simple question. Would you rather? When you ask this, you create this incredibly stark contrast between, pain and struggle on one side and ease and speed on the other. All of a sudden, the alternative seems completely illogical, making your solution feel like the overwhelmingly smart choice. Our next switch, curiosity, is so fun. It's all about creating a mental itch that people desperately need to scratch. You basically open an information gap in their brain by teasing a secret or a surprising fact, and it makes them feel like they just have to know the answer. This is a brilliant example. It just hooks you instantly, right? You're thinking, wait, what vegetable is it? Why isn't it kale? I thought kale was the one. It creates this little mystery that your product is now perfectly positioned to solve, and it makes your audience lean in and really want to know more. I love this one. I call it the last slice of pizza rule. Think about it. When there's a full pizza box, people are casual, they take their time. But when there's only one slice left, everybody fights for it. You want to create that exact same feeling, that fear of missing out. The magic formula for this is combining a really tight deadline with a super high-value exclusive bonus. That combination creates this powerful incentive that just overrides hesitation and pushes people to act right now before that awesome opportunity is gone forever.
All right. On to switch number 6, desirability. This one totally bypasses the logical brain and taps directly into raw emotion. It's all about painting a vivid, compelling picture of the dream life your customer is going to have after they use your product. And the magic word is right there at the start, imagine. That single word is like a key. It transports the customer into that future they want. It makes them feel the result before they've even bought anything, which makes the desire to make it real almost irresistible. Now, this next one might feel a little counterintuitive, but trust me, it's pure psychology. It's called the Pratfall Effect, and it basically proves that admitting a small flaw actually makes you more trustworthy and relatable. Think about it. Being perfect can be kind of annoying, but admitting a small mess-up makes you human.
This is such a fantastic way to turn a potential weakness into a strength. By just openly admitting a small, relatable flaw, like having typos, you totally lower your audience's defenses. It signals that you're authentic, you're real, and that paradoxically makes them trust you even more.
And finally, the 8th switch, which might just be the most important rule of all. Never, ever be boring. Seriously, your #1 job as a communicator is to fight boredom. And you do that by blending education with entertainment. Use stories, use jokes, let your personality shine through.
Okay, so we've covered the theory. Now let's see these switches in action. We took a standard, kind of boring headline, and we asked an AI to rewrite it using that prestige trigger. And just look at the difference. It goes from a bland description of a tool to this powerful, status-boosting promise of building your own empire.
Next up, the AI takes a crack at believability. The before copy is generic, forgettable, but the after, it completely demolishes that "I'm not a tech wizard" objection with a simple, hilarious, and totally relatable analogy about a microwave clock. All of a sudden, success feels achievable for absolutely anyone.
And here, the AI uses the Parity trigger just brilliantly. It reframes a simple purchase into this profound choice about your own identity. The question is no longer about buying a tool. It's about who you want to be. Do you want to be a content slave or a network owner? The choice is obvious.
So this all boils down to a really simple 3-step process for your new toolkit. First, you just have to get clear on your core message. Second, you consciously pick one of these 8 powerful triggers. And third, you use AI as your creative partner to help you refine and rewrite your copy, putting that trigger to work.
And you know, that really brings us to the final and most important point. The real power here isn't just in knowing that these triggers exist. It's in consciously choosing the right one to unlock the true potential of your next big idea. So the only question left is, which yes switch are you going to flip first?